Hello everyone, welcome back. I am Joe Figueroa with another video in our series Anatomy of a Dance, where I break down social dancing count for count, pointing out all the dancers do. This week's video is going to be looking at a dance I had a couple of weeks ago with the lovely and multi-talented Ezgi Zaman. So please share, like, and subscribe. If you want to support the channel, we have a link in the description, but you better do it fast because we're starting right now. So a couple of weeks ago I saw on Instagram that Ezgi was in New York. Right away I had to message her and find out where she might be dancing so I could meet up with her to get a dance. 4 days later she was teaching a workshop and performing at the Candela Fridays New Jersey edition party. So I got my ticket and cleared my schedule. Later after her show, I saw her walking toward the dance floor and I quickly asked before anyone else took the opportunity. Needless to say, she did not disappoint. Anyway, this footage of our first encounter is a testament to how good she is. Also shows the connection that can happen between two strangers on a dance floor. Check this out. Here I give Ezgi a progressive turn down the line. A caress or hair comb not only gives Ezgi a free arm with which to express, but also gives me an extremity to use as a point of contact elsewhere, which we both do. Immediately after I release her right hand, she begins to swing the right arm in a circular motion off of her neckline. Follows look at the full arm extension. Commitment to the movement from beginning to end. The circular motion in the arm would have timed perfectly with a single inside or counterclockwise turn, but I was indicating a multiple. Ezgi reacted accordingly and simply brought her hand to her chest during the second turn. She knows that as a dancer, she wants to make herself taller, not wider. The double resulted in a check. Leads notice my hand switch here. What do I always say in class? It's best to switch the handhold right in front of the follow. You can see here that she is facing me in mid-turn when I switch the hand, so I know that I won't get any resistance from her and that there's no risk of injuring her arm. That check turns into a lasso. She reacts perfectly. Follows notice the styling. She has her right hand at her chest still. She extends right from that position, swaying her arm forward and then right back to her chest again. The styling is brief but still attractive and adds a lovely flow to her movement. Let's take a moment to talk about the double for the leads. Actually, let me rewind back just a bit more to point out my execution of the surrounded feel. First here, note that I am providing lead to Ezgi on her right and left side, as well as her high and low lines. Finally, I have one point of contact at her torso and another out in front of her to indicate direction, so she feels me all around her. I keep our lefts low to wrap at her waistline. Once I give her the caress, I quickly place that now free hand to her left shoulder. Surrounded feel is shown here. Lead on her right and left, high and low. What I want to point out in particular is this next piece, where I guide her forward for that upcoming double. I'm using both hands here, my left low and right high. Now what I see a lot of beginners do when attempting to give multiple turns from this position is to grip the shoulder with their right hand and create a dual pushing or pulling feel to the follow, similar to spinning a top. I find this to be a flawed method, unnecessary as you have all the energy you need to create the double with the low left hand. Good tip coming up for leads. Notice here that as I bring Ezgi past me to begin the double, that my thumb is up, off of her body. So she is feeling push from me at the shoulder, but shouldn't feel gripping or pulling in that hand, which means that her reaction for the turn comes solely from our low hand connection, our lefts wrapped at her waist. I never grip the shoulder and create, for lack of a better word, torque from it. Going back now to Ezgi for a moment. I'd like to point out this styling moment coming out of the lasso into the free spin. Follows notice the symmetry in her arms as she extends them out in front and back. Another example of it comes up just a few moments later. Difficult to see, but I lead Ezgi into a walk step, having her right arm wrapped at her neckline. Once her hand has met her shoulder, I release it, but keep my hand to her shoulders, tracing a line across her back with my fingertips so that my left hand will be on her right shoulder as she turns to face me on 6. I hold during her back break to give her that hard break feel to change her direction right away. The grip on her shoulder tells her where I need her to be. Ezgi complies and quickly goes into a coppa break on the steps of 6, 7, and 1. You can see her left leg extended here. That's the one. It's also the point where you will notice her arm styling again. There's the symmetry. Now at this point I could have sent her to our left for a standard inside turn or even a progressive turn to our right after the coppa break, but I was feeling a fake coming on. But with Ezgi's perfect positioning, I pretty much could have done anything and she would have picked it up. So I implied that I was sending her forward, as you can see here. But that step forward on 2 would be the only step forward, as I immediately start to pull her back to her right to send her down the line. so we can trade places. She could have gone with standard basic steps to complete the movement, but as you can plainly see, nothing about Ezgi is standard. She body rolls as she steps back on 3-5 to complete the count, breaking back on 6 with the same body movement to accent the vocals. That's dancing. I hope you're not getting sick of hearing how good she is, because the rest of the video is pretty much all about her. If you're enjoying this video so far, why don't you subscribe? It's free to do. I have several videos to help you improve your salsa and bachata social dancing, with many more to come. The second thing I want to talk about is this copa to inside turn a little later. It starts with a crossbody lead where I switch to right hands high, left hands low. Breaking back on 6 with Ezgi as the hard break indicates a change in her direction. I use the handhold to bring Ezgi toward me, passing the left hands over Ezgi's head. I release her right hand to pick up her shoulder. You can't see it, but...
I know because I was there.
But no, seriously. Follows look at her styling her right arm out similarly to the last pattern. I use the hand at her shoulder to guide her forward again. This time, instead of using my left hand hold as a stopping point for her, I continue to guide her forward, creating an inside turn for her. Leads notice how I press back toward my body, then flick the hand during the release. I find I get a better result when doing it this way. But look at what she does with it. All these components are the same as the last pattern. She breaks back for the copa on 6, 7, 1. Her left leg is extended forward, ready to go. Once I send her forward for the turn, she steps down and holds, spinning on the spot on her left foot, her 2 for the counts of 2, 3, 5. Look at the positioning. Consider the balance. The training she gives herself to be able to be moving so quickly and then slow her own pace incrementally to spin on the spot with forward motion and come out of it softly, so effortlessly, and in keeping with the music. It's just lovely. She gives me this look like saying, "We ain't done yet," which snapped me out of making mental notes for this video, and I jump right back in. The last piece is another example of how having good balance will assist your styling. Here, after this 360 crossbody lead, I switch to handshake hold with left hands low. Leading from the high hand, I create an inside turn to check. What I wanted to do here was add some flair by raising my low handhold, our lefts, and raise them up to give a type of caress to Ezgi during the count of 5. You can see that raise here. Now the handholds indicated to Ezgi that her turn would be incomplete and therefore a check. She is, as I mentioned, on that 5, her left, the balance step. Look at how she holds all her weight to that position and extends her right leg forward, like a low kick. Notice the full extension follows. That is not only comfort with the lead being given, but also commitment to the movement. She holds the leg lift for 6, 7, 1 and steps into the double right spin with ease. This young lady is a joy to watch and to dance with. I haven't met anyone in years that has as much appreciation, obsession, and commitment to dance and what it does for the human condition as her. Looking forward to many more dances. That's going to do it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to support the channel, there's a link in the description. You can help me to give you what you want to see if you comment, like, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one, and hopefully very soon, on the dance floor.